Okay everyone, welcome back to the Long Dark, video number 7 in our Long Dark long game playthrough series, and you join me on the river where we left at the end of the last video. It's getting darker, we are trudging along the river trying to find the other farmstead, which I know is around here somewhere. I'm just slightly concerned that it's going to be off the river slightly, up one of these little offshoots that I've kind of just ignored and walked past, so hopefully that's not the case, and it's going to be within sight of the river, because otherwise we're going to miss the thing. I am just keeping a lookout. We are getting a little bit chilly, which should be fairly okay. We're not too... We are sticking to a relatively known path, which of course is the river, so we can just follow the river around. We should find ourselves back fairly straightforwardly at the farmstead, possibly at the back, coming into the back of the main farmstead, which is our base camp. Just keeping an eye open for these additional farmsteads, which may actually be down here. So it's like a little bit of an opening. Oh, it's a waterfall. I think I've gone past it, you know. I think it's further back that way. I reckon I've gone past it. In fact, I'm sure there's a bridge actually that Actually, yeah, I'm sure there's a bridge that goes to it. I've only ever visited it once. In all the time I've played the Long Dark, I've only ever been to it once. Okay, well, we've got a nice waterfall. There's nothing over there, so I'm not going to bother going any further, but we've got a nice waterfall here. That's pretty much marking the edge of the map. Not going to be going any further than that, so we're going to keep going this way. I don't think I've got any more charcoal left, so I can't do any more map making. But this is the last place we map made. We're now going to be up here somewhere and turning the corner. What we are doing, so we're just going to keep trudging along. I was kind of hoping I'd have found the farmstead by now. I'm guessing it's a little bit further off the beaten trail, and we've missed it. Yeah, there wasn't a cat tail, we're not going to go back for it. So I think I'm going to start bearing to the right now, and we'll sort of think about heading back towards the main farmstead, which is our base camp. Gather some cattails as we go, and obviously it's getting dark. We've now got hypothermia risk. Yep, I know, it's chilly. Right, so we need to kind of head this way. I'm gonna take a chance now and cut through the wood. See, this is where the bear resides. Nope, it's just a big rock. I thought that looked like the roof of a building. It's just a big rock. Okay, so we kind of need to be heading roughly this way. I have actually got lost on this end of the map in a whiteout before, just by pure power of the force. I managed to find my way back to the orchard, and seeing those very distinctive trees coming out of the gloom was very, very satisfying. I have to say, I actually managed to find my way back there. Okay, we've got a bit of a barn there. Okay, we've got some wolves. We've got a bit of a barn. We've got a roadway. This road here, I think, heads back towards the main farmstead where we're going. I think it passes across the back of it. We're going to have to... Okay. We'll have a quick look in this barn. In fact, this barn might prove a useful spot just to go through the night, because obviously it's getting dark now. Might prove a useful little spot just to hole up for the night. Let me just do a little bit of sprinting. I don't want to do too much because that will wear out my fatigue level, and we don't want to do that. Let's have a quick look inside here. What's that? It's a dead dude. I thought it was a wolf. For a split second, I thought that was a wolf.
Oh, lucky day.
Ooh, ooh. A baseball cap. Some scrap metal. Some firewood and some more quality tools. We've got lots of those. Okay. Well, I'm inclined to just carry on trudging, to be perfectly honest. So I think I'm going to do that. Let's carry on trudging.
Whew, this pack is getting kind of heavy.
we are heading into darkness now. What's temperature? Feels like -9. The reason I want to carry on going is that right now is good travelling weather for the hypothermia issue. So if we keep on going, hopefully we can get to the farmstead before it gets too cold. And if it gets dark, that's not so much of a problem. It's actually not too bad if it's just dark. It's if you start getting mist and snow that you start to have issues navigating. But if it's just there's a deer there, I'm not going to hunt it, so it's just be a bit daft. We're not prepared for that. Okay,
I would drink almost anything right now.
I think the farmstead is going to be sort of off to the right over this hill somewhere. My sense of direction let me down quite badly in the last video, so hopefully it can redeem itself in this one. There's a world famous gnarly tree, and there is the very distinctive orchard trees. And there is the, well, I think is a grain store. And there is the farmstead building. So we are within sight of our goal. But, as you've probably seen as well as I have, there's a wolf. In fact, there's 2 wolves, and they're heading our way. They're very much heading our way. This isn't a good thing. Do with that wolf. Oh no, oh no, what's he going for? Is it me? It's me. I think he's going for me. I think he's coming for me. Don't think he's going after another animal. Might be, but I suspect it's me. Yes, there he is. Hello, Wolfie. Oh, that's gone well. Here we go then. Ooh, that's not gone well. Okay, let's just quickly see then. We've got a sprain and a sprain. Okay. Well, we can deal with those with painkillers. Okay, I'm not too bothered about the sprained hand. We can deal with that. Okay, so that's our first wolf tussle. We've taken a bit of a condition hit. And of course we have this hypothermia issue. The bad news is that between us and the farmstead there is another wolf. So we're going to have to get past that other wolf. And there's no blood trail, so I don't think we've injured the one we just attacked. We're definitely going to attract the interest of that wolf. I can't see how we're going to get past it without doing that. Let's do a little bit of sprinting, see if we can. I'm trying to kind of. Oh yeah, we've attracted it. Okay, let's just brave Sir Robin it then. Hello, Wolfie. He sounds remarkably close. I think we're going to have a tussle. I'm just going to carry on running and see if he catches me. And I think the answer is yes. Hello. Oh, well that worked. I could hear him getting closer and closer and closer. I was just waiting for the jump scare as he leapt in from behind. I keep saying he, we don't know. They might be female wolves. Okay, here we are then. We're at the back of the farmstead. It's a good job that I managed to scare it off there because I wasn't actually heading for a door. I thought I was, but I wasn't. Okay, so we're back at the farmstead. I say eventful. It was a little bit eventful. We had some wolves there, but not too bad to be fair. Okay, so we're back in the farmstead. What I'm going to do then, I'm going to get us through the night, and then we'll wake up the following morning and we will take stock of what we have and where we can go, and then we'll have to think about what to do next. So I shall see you in the morning. Okay, so it's following morning. We've slept through. We've slept through the night, and we are now back downstairs in the farmstead. So let's take stock of what we have got. I've built my condition back up to 100, by the way. So let's have a look. So food-wise, we're a little bit short. Obviously, I harvested all those cattails, so that's given us some other food. So I'm going to keep doing that. That's a good food source. We also got some rose hips and things like that. Now, obviously, they're designed for the natural medicines. but they do also give you calories as well, so that is quite useful. So we're going to potentially think about what to do with that, whether we can make some tea out of that and use it. Obviously I have a burned out torch. I'm going to hang on to it because I can use that on a fire, so that's not a problem. And of course I have a rifle, and it's in good condition. It's 55%. So that's not bad at all. We've also got some more quality tools which we can drop. I would perhaps take those downstairs, but I don't see the point, so let's just pop them on the end of the table there. Let's pick up one of these rifle cleaning kits and let us clean our rifle. So we can clean our rifle a little bit just to improve the condition of the rifle. It only gives you a very small, so you have to keep doing this. It's a 5% condition loss on the cleaning kit, 3% condition gain on the rifle. So, and the more you do it, the better gain you get. So I want to try and get that as high as possible. If the condition of the rifle drops too low, it starts to jam. So sometimes when you fire it, it doesn't actually fire. So that's basically what happens when the condition of the rifle drops very low. So I'm just going to try and build that up. You can see our condition has increased. Our cleaning skill has increased, so we're now getting a slightly better improvement. So we'll just do another couple of those. As you can hear, the wind is howling, so it's not a great time to be heading out anyway. So that's given us a rifle that's now pretty much at 80% condition. Oh, it will be when this finishes. Ding! 79%, so there we go. So, we can scrap that now. Let's drop that. What I think I'm then going to do, if we pop clean kit back up here. Whoops. Let's pick up all of these rifle cartridges. Let's bring up the rifle and let's load it. So 2 whole clips worth. Are we still carrying any loose ammunition? No. So all of the ammunition we have is loaded into the rifle, so it's fully loaded. We've got 10 rounds in there, and it's 4.2 kilos. It's a heavy thing, so if we're going anywhere with it, that's why I don't tend to carry it. When I go long distance trekking, I don't always take it, simply because of the weight. I kind of rely on having enough food and finding enough food where I'm going, rather than carrying that to hunt with, because it is very heavy. It takes up a lot of weight. Of course, if you take it out somewhere, you've got to bring it back. So you end up losing an awful lot of carrying capacity for other things that you find wherever you're going. So when we do make our trip, now I've decided what we're going to do. We're going to head to Coastal Highway, we're going to go through Coastal Highway, then we're going to go to Desolation Point, then we're going to come back, and then we're going to come back here. So that's what we're going to do. When I do that trip, I am probably not going to take the rifle with me, simply because of its weight. I need to maximise my ability to carry things back. So I'm going to rely on, hopefully, finding enough food in the 2 areas that I'm in, so I don't need to carry it with me. But right now we are going to do a little bit of hunting so that we can try and gather some food. So what else have we got? Well, we're actually carrying 2 sewing kits. We don't need to be, so let's get rid of one of them. Let's holster the rifle as well. We don't need to actually be carrying it. Anything else what we have got? Well, fire starting material wise, we've got some cattail stalks which make good tinder. I'm going to drop some of these tinder plugs, and I'm going to drop a little bit of this firewood. We don't need to be carrying quite so much. Actually, no, I will keep most of that firewood. Let's just drop... we've got a bit of fir firewood. I'm going to drop the fir. That's an extra bit of firewood. And I've got lots and lots of tinder plugs, so I'm going to come up this corner and drop them. Obviously, it drops them where you're standing. And it's really quite hard to move them about. There we go, so we've dropped a load of tinder plugs. So we've actually got quite a nice little stockpile of fire starting materials building up here, which is good. Obviously we've got all of these for making water and cooking food in. So that's what we're going to be doing. What I'll probably do is we'll do some hunting. Hopefully then we'll bring some meat back, and then we'll start cooking it in the 2 big pots, and then we'll do some water at the same time in the smaller pots just to top our water supply up. So that's probably what I'm going to do with that, maximise our time on that fire. I honestly don't think I need to be carrying my magnifying glass around with me now that I have a fire striker. We might as well just use the fire striker for the moment. Magnifying glass is a bit more limited, you can only use it outside. I've got my 2 books, I want to keep those because I'm obviously using those to monitor, research. Let's get rid of some of these cardboard matches. We'll get rid of 8 of them. We don't need to be carrying quite so many, so we might as well pick them up and get rid of them. They're not heavy, but it just makes things a little bit easier. So you can see we're starting to build up a nice little stockpile of things down here. We've got lots of fire starting materials. We've started to build up some equipment and supplies. We've got some weaponry coming together. We've got a rifle. We've got full stock of cooking stuff, and hopefully if I get some more cooking pots, we can get some proper cooking pots. I'm pretty sure you can repair these. I know they wear down when you use them. That one's at 76%. That one's at 80%, so that's okay. The recycled cans, I think, wear down quicker. As you use them, they do wear down. You can repair them, I think, with scrap metal and tools, so that's all good. So we're actually in really good shape. So, oh yeah, we're carrying some scrap metal, but we don't need to be carrying that and rose hips. So let's just drop the scrap metal. And the rose hip, let's get all of these rose hips over here. We have to prepare them. I think it's batches of 24, is it? If I was reading that right? Yeah. You need 24 to make one set of prepared rose hips. So 24 rose hips equals one rose hip tea. Is basically what that means. So we're all prepared on rose hips now. So we now have prepared rose hips wherever they're hiding. Yep, they're here. So we now need to make those into a tea. So I'm going to hold on to those, and then we can make those into a tea the next time we do a fire, so that's all good. We're okay on medical supplies, apart from we don't have any antibiotics, but I don't think we have any, so there's not very much I can do about that. That's all looking good, so that's all stashed up for a good long trek. I'll tell you what though, if we're going to do some hunting, we're probably going to have to drop various things. Different modes. So at the moment we're kind of set up for a long trek, but if we're going to do some hunting, we might need to just ditch a few things that we don't need to take hunting with us. Let's get rid of that baseball cap. And we're in fairly good shape. Yeah, so we're set up for a long trek at the moment. That's the kind of things I'll carry with me for a long journey. Possibly not the rifle, but everything else we'll definitely carry with us on a long trek. But if we're going to go and do hunting, obviously we need to get rid of as much as possible, so we've got as much carrying capacity as possible to carry the meat back. So it's coming up to midday. Sounds like it's calmed down outside. Let's just stick our head out and have a quick look at the weather, and then we're going to go and see if we can find a deer. Ooh, not that bad. So we've got to bear in mind that the bear, we've kind of lost track of where the bear is, and we also have wolves lurking around. You don't get many deer on this section either, so you kind of do have to trek a little bit further afield to find them. You do sometimes get them wandering around here, but not very often, so we are going to have to go a little bit further afield to find. There's our wolfy friend over there. There's our two wolfy friends over there, so we definitely didn't knock it down. There's our three wolfy friends over there. Okay, I'm not going to go that way. Let's just go back through our inventory and just ditch various things that we don't need when we are travelling for hunting purposes. So let's just... into one of the cupboards, I'm going to put all of the stuff that I don't need to take with me when I'm hunting, but I will want to pick back up again when I come back. So we'll go into this cupboard. So anything that we don't need to take hunting with us, I'm going to ditch. So we don't need to take the books. We will need to take firewood, and we will need to take tinder and all that good stuff. So we're going to leave all of that. And obviously we're going to leave all of that, except the rose hips. There's no point carrying those with us. Get rid of those. We're not carrying any spare clothing, so we don't need to worry about that. Food and water, that's tricky, because we do kind of need to carry some. I am inclined to leave behind some of the food. So I shall leave that behind in there, and I might even sort through some of that. We might as well hang on to the two torches. The flares, all of this kind of stuff, we are going to need it. The bedroll is something that in theory we don't need, but it depends how far afield we go. I think I'm going to drop the bedroll into the container, and we don't need the lantern fuel. And in all fairness, we kind of need everything else. Don't need the line. Yeah, we kind of need everything else. It's a lot of my weight, of course, is being taken up by clothing because that is the way I do things. But it does leave me with very little carrying capacity, which is a bit of a downside. Yeah, risk not taking that. So risk only taking one flare. We'll leave the torch. And we'll leave that. I'm going to risk not taking the recycled can. Obviously we're leaving behind food that we don't feel we need. We'll get rid of the coffee as well, actually, to be fair. We don't need to be carrying that with us. Okay, that's a little bit better. So let's take on board some food then. Oops, got that wrong. Let's eat some of that food. And we'll drink some water as well, so that should give us... There we go, nice little boost. There we are. And let's go hunting. And obviously I don't want to go too far away. But we are now actively going out, actively hunting. Pressing the wrong button. Okay, so we're not going to go that way, there's lots of wolves. I was kind of hoping we'd find a deer around this area somewhere. So I didn't have to go very far. We've got lots of wolves over there. Don't know where the bear is. Bear might still be wandering about, might have wandered off. There's lots of wolf packs around here, I have to say. I've got two really, one there, one on that side. And I'm pretty sure when we pop over this hill we're going to find another one. But we might find a deer as well, so let's have a look. I don't want to go too far away from our base camp. That's the kind of key thing with this. That we need to get a good stash of food going. And of course we want the deer hide as well, so we can start thinking about crafting. Oh, I was kind of hoping there'd be one on this side of the field. Kind of hoping we'd find a deer on this side of the field. We don't have to go too far. I suppose if it's fairly close to the barn, that's not so much of a problem because we can go over into the barn. But obviously we didn't bring our bedroll with us, but we can sleep in the truck, we can sleep in the car, so that's not a problem. Oh, there aren't any about over here. I can see again a couple of wolves over there. I can't see any deer at all. Okay, so we're not looking great for hunting at the minute. I'll tell you something else I should have been doing is snares as well. We need to be doing some snares, but I need gut to be able to make snares, so we need to do this first bit of hunting. We need to bring down a deer so that we can do something, or indeed a wolf if we can bring a wolf down. But wolves are notoriously hard to shoot because as soon as you point your rifle at them, they zigzag at you, and they're really hard to shoot unless you just get very lucky. And bears are even harder. But it is one of the reasons why I like Pleasant Valley Farmstead, is because you can actually shoot from the porch and you're pretty much invulnerable if you're in there. So okay, so we've not found much, unfortunately. We've not come away with anything from this little trip, which is a bit of a shame, but never mind. We'll have another crack at this. Next time out we'll have another go, see if we can have a little bit more success. Keeping an eye open for that bear. I think the bear has wandered off. I don't think it's around here anymore, but keep an eye open for it. Okay, so we didn't come away with anything. We haven't seen anything there. It could actually, to be fair, I don't know whether they've changed the deer's behaviour pattern, that they appear at different times of the day, and because we're heading into night time they're not around, so that could well be a reason for that. So we might have to have another think about where to go for deer, but we have done very well in the last couple of videos. We have found a rifle. So we now have fully tooled up. We've done a little bit of a wander around the map. We've done a little bit of map making. If I bring up the map, you can see we've done a little bit of map making. So we've done a little bit of map making. We know where a few things are. We've walked around the long way. We've dodged a couple of wolves. We've had a little bit of a wolf attack. We've managed to... We've done a little bit of exploring. So the next trick is going to be a little bit of hunting. We're going to see if we can bring a deer down. Once we've done that, and we are sort of heading in the direction of being able to start crafting, we've got a good stock of food, we can sort ourselves out, then we'll think about heading Coastal Highway and expanding and exploring a little bit. But right now, thank you so much for joining me, playing the long game in the long dark. We're going to keep going as long as we possibly can, so it's a fairly slow-paced series. We're just going to keep on trekking along and see how we do, but we're going to try and make it a bit more interesting as well and see if we can do a bit of exploring. But right now, thank you so much for joining me. Please remember over that side to check out the other videos in this series and hit the like and subscribe buttons, which are down below me, just to catch up on any new videos that are coming out when they appear. But right now, thank you as always for watching, and I shall see you again very, very soon.